everyone, welcome to KD Fab Hoop Kitchens, and thank you so much for watching my channel, and thank you again for those who are subscribing to my channel to support me, so thank you so much. And so today I'm going to show you how to make pistachio macarons, and as you know, it's very finicky type of macaron, but because of my video, hopefully you will succeed to making these macarons, because I'm going to show you step by step how to succeed these macarons. Okay, so let's get started. To make pistachio macaron, you will need about 43 grams of pistachio flour here, and about 85 grams of almond flours, and 128 grams of confection sugar, and about 82 grams of the granulated sugar. And the point thing with this one is you want to use the aged egg white. So you want to separate the egg white and the yolk already about like a day or so, and to help dehydrate and relaxing the protein. So therefore, when you're whipping, you don't over whip the egg white, and to keep that stiff peak. And for this macarons, you want a beautiful feet, you want a stiff peak, and I'm going to show you in a video what kind of peak you're looking for. Okay. Alright, so these are the main ingredients here, so let's get started. First step, I like to ground it a little bit just to mix it up a little bit. So I'm going to add in our almond flour here. So I mentioned before it's about 85 grams of the almond flours. I'm going to give this a pulse here. Just to make sure it's finer. And I'm going to add in the confection sugar here. It's already fine, but I just want to mix it together a little bit. So I'm going to put R in here. And we need about 128 grams of the confection sugar. I'm going to give it a pulse here. Just so mix it in a little bit. And lastly, I'm going to add in our 43 grams of the pistachio. Transfer it into a bowl. So first we will then add our 92 grams of our egg white in here. So I'm going to time it for you, so to give you a reference here. So so pay attention to the time as well. Okay, so first I'm going to let it run for about 3.5 minutes. About at speed 3 until you see the bubble forming, and you will start adding our 1/4 teaspoon of cream tartar. So at around 4:30 we will go ahead and add in our half of sugar. We're going to increasing our speed level to about 7 here, and add in half sugar for a minute. Let it run for a minute. So we're going to go ahead increasing our speed to speed 9, and add in the rest of the sugar for 1 more minute. we will add, increase our switching speed 10 for 30 seconds before we add in our color and our vanilla extract. So to establish the green color, I'm using 1/4 teaspoon of the powder greens color, and also using about 2 drops of gel color. So it's about 7. I'm gonna add in our 2 drops of vanilla extract here, and 2 drops of green color, so leaf green. And 1/4 teaspoon of the powder color. So for the powder color, I'm using moss green. We're gonna run it for another minute, and we're gonna check our peak. So we're looking for a very stiff peak. I'm gonna show you. So it's about 8.5 minutes here. We're gonna check our peak. So generally I do the time for you again is to help with a reference for you here, but if you don't see that stiff peak yet, you can let it run for another 30 seconds or so, but I'm gonna show you right here. So you see right here, it's very pointy and it goes straight up, so that's what you're looking for. So you want it like a very stiff peak, straight, so it's not a hook, but just like straight, like this one here. So this is what we're looking for. Very stiff. So it's ready. So let's put into our bowl here. We're going to start our second stage of folding our meringue. So we're going to transfer into a mixing bowl, and we're going to start our macaronage stage here. I'm going to show you step by step to ensure that we don't over mix. Okay? So this is a very beautiful color here for our pistachio, and I'm going to show you again is like I'm using the Chef Master leaf green gel, so I use about 2 drops there. And to enhance the color, I also add in about a 1/4 teaspoon of the green powder. So you can do that as well. So let's start mixing. Okay, so this is a very important step. You don't want to over mix. So you want to do the folding. I want to show you. So of course, for the pistachio macarons, you will see a little bit lumps on top because of the pistachio is not as soft as the almond flour, which is very okay. That makes it so unique and good. So I already shift out the almond confection sugar here. So the remaining here, I'm just gonna like blend like this here. That helps us a little bit. So it's fine a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you here. So you wanna go down and under and down, under and down. So you want to fold in the flowers gently. So you go under, you go straight down, under and over. When you see all the flour already combined, you can start adding in more. So I like to divide in 3 portions, so about 4 spoons each. So pistachio is very oily, so when combining with the almond flour and the confection sugar, it's kind of dry up a little bit. And because of that, it makes it so delicious. And I'm going to show you how to make the filling for pistachio filling as well. And when I start to prepping the ingredients, I like to preheat my oven. So right now, I already preheated for 291, 295 between Fahrenheit in our convection bake oven here. So I'm going to add the rest of it in. Again, we're going to go down, under, and over, like a J shape. So when you see all the flour already combined into our meringue here, we will want to clean it up here, and then we're going to paint it. So we're going to try to get all the bubble out. So what we do is we're going to paint on the wall like this here, and you can hear that bubble, like this here. It's a very pretty colors. Okay, so I like to do it about like 2 or 3 times, but I like to check my macaronage here after the second time, just to make sure we don't overfold it, because we don't want our shell to be break. So let's check our thing here, see if it's smooth enough. You see here it's not dropping down as fast, so it's not ready yet. So let's do one more time here. So let's check here. The scoop up one. You see how it's running like this fast enough? So that's ready for us. So we're going to transfer into our piping bags here. So for the piping bag, I like to use like about the 18 inches, and I like to use the AO4 Article brand. So this has a round tip here for us to pipe our circle macarons, so I think that's perfect. So we're gonna put in our, here I already cut the end. And we're gonna twist the bottom here so it won't run down until we're ready for it. So I like to use like a cup just to hold it so it won't, our batter won't, it's easier for us to transfer in. So I'm gonna put it in here. So that's ready. All right, we're gonna start piping here. So when you're done pipe, you're gonna tap it a little bit to get the bubble out. And if you see a little bit still on top right here is not our, still have the pointy, go ahead and use like a toothpick or a skewer pick here, just kind of like dab it a little bit to blend it out. Alright, looks very beautiful here. I'm gonna let it air dry. So we wanna air dry it about half an hour, 20 minutes to 30 minutes, depends. How you know when it's ready is when you touch it and it doesn't, the batter here doesn't touch your, sticky to your finger, that one is ready. So I'm gonna let it dry now. I'm gonna pipe another one, okay? Alright, while waiting for macarons shell to be air dried, we're going to start our filling here. So we're going to do pistachio filling. So for pistachio filling, it's very simple. We just need about 120 grams of granulated sugar, 4 egg yolk here, and about 110 grams of unsalted butter. I put at room temperature and cut in cube already, so it's easier to mix later. And we will need about 60 ml of water, so we can do the syrup later. And we will need about a teaspoon of vanilla extract to take out the egg yolk smell away. So it's optional. And for the flavor, pistachio flavor, I'm using the pistachio butter liquid here. If you have pistachio paste, you can use it as well. And so let's get started with our syrup, okay? So with the syrup, we're gonna go ahead and start medium. We're gonna add in the sugar and the water in and let it medium. And at the same time, we're gonna go ahead and whip up our egg yolk here for a couple minutes here. So let's get started. So we're gonna beat the egg yolk for a few minutes here. So let's prep our syrup here. Alright, so let's go ahead and start. So I'm gonna put in here 60 ml of water and our granulated sugar, about Okay, as you can see, it starts to boil now, all the bubble forming. We want to make sure that every single surface of the syrup is start to bubble up. That's when we know it's ready. Or you can use your temperature thermometer to check. About 250 Fahrenheit is when it starts to boil. That's when we start transferring to our egg yolk that we're whipping right now slowly. So just a couple more minutes here. So we still have this area need to be bubble, and that'll be ready for us. Alright, so as you can see, all the surface is already bubbling up, so it's ready and it's at 250. We're gonna go ahead and transfer slowly into our egg yolk here. Up our speeding here to medium high, so about 6, and we're gonna slowly add in our sugar syrup. We know when it's ready when we can check the temperature about 104 Fahrenheit, and when the mixture become more smooth and white, that's when we know it's ready to add in our butter. So we're gonna go ahead and whip it and let it cool down. Very lighter yellow now, and it's very smooth, so we're gonna go ahead and add in our butter slowly. So that's about like once all the butter added, I'm gonna go ahead and speed up our KitchenAid whipping here to like high. Okay, so when we see that it's all blending well, and I let it run for like about a minute and a half, and so it's all blend together and it become thicker, then I'm gonna go ahead and start to add in our pistachio. In this case, I have pistachio butter here, so I'm gonna add in slowly about 2 teaspoons to see. So it's very nutty, very flavorful. So I think this is very good for ours. So let's put in our popping bags here. Again, for our filling, I'm still using the same tips here. So article A04, so a round tip. So our macarons shell is drying now, so I just put into our oven at temperature of about 291 to 95 Fahrenheit because it's a convection bake. So temperature will fluctuate a little bit, which is fine. So we're gonna bake it for 15 minutes, okay? So let's go ahead and wait when it's done. We're gonna let it cool down before we can start piping. Alright guys, so our pistachio macaron is super pretty, and it smells amazing and it's ready. So I'm gonna show you here. It has really high feet, and so let's just pick up one to see if it's ready. So as you can tell that it's very smooth surface here. So that's when we know it's ready. right? So it has a smooth surface, very high feet. Very glossy here. So there's one way you can spike it up a little bit just to give it like some texture. So what I do is I use the white chocolate here, and I got some pistachio grounded and some crystal sugar here. Just a thin strip here. Macaron is very pretty. It has very glossy bottom here and very high feet. You don't have to do any special dressing for this top layer of the macaron cookies here because it's very pretty by itself. But again, if you like to kick up a notch, and I just give you guys some option, you guys can do the white chocolate drizzle here. I did show you earlier. Put some pistachio crumb on top and a little bit of the crystal sugar on top to kind of like give it some shine there. You can do that, and leave me in the comments here, and as well as how you do with the macaron here. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, have a good one. Bye bye.